Welcome to Oculus of the Wise. You found this space for a reason that your mind has not yet caught up to, but your spirit already knows. Stay, what you are about to hear was not written for the masses. It was composed in the throne room for the one listening right now. Chosen one, stop. Do not adjust your screen. Do not check the time. Heaven has just interrupted the ordinary rhythm of your evening, and the next few moments carry more weight than the last 10 years of your life combined. In the courtroom of eternity, a gavel just fell. Your name was called, not your social media name, not the name on your resume, the name that was spoken over you before your mother even knew she was carrying you, the name that angels have been guarding since your first breath entered this world. Right now, at this exact second, two mighty angels have received their orders, signed in glory, sealed with divine urgency, and they are descending toward you with the speed of lightning and the precision of a surgeon's blade. This is not inspiration. This is intervention, and you were never supposed to hear this message. The enemy had other plans for your night, but heaven overruled him, and here you are. Something has been wrong, and you know it. Not the kind of wrong you can explain to a friend over coffee or type into a search bar at midnight, hoping someone else has felt it too. This is a wrongness that lives beneath your ribs, a heaviness that sits on your chest at 4 in the morning, when the house is quiet and you are staring at the ceiling, wondering how you ended up here. You have done everything you were supposed to do. You showed up. You worked the job, you raised the kids or tried to, you held marriages together with your bare hands until your fingers bled. You smiled in grocery stores and school parking lots and office hallways, while something inside you was slowly collapsing like a building being demolished from the inside out, and nobody saw it. Nobody asked, because you got too good at wearing the mask. But heaven was never fooled by the mask, not once, not for a single second. God does not read your social media posts to find out how you are doing. He reads your 4 a.m. silence. He counts the tears that never made it past your eyelids. And tonight he has responded, not with a whisper, with warriors. The first angel is already in your atmosphere. You may not see him, but you can feel him. That sudden shift in the room, that goosebump that just crawled across your skin, that is not your imagination, and it is not the air conditioning. It is the displacement of darkness being shoved aside by something infinitely more powerful. This angel carries a sword that burns with the same fire that consumed the sacrifice on Mount Carmel. He has fought in wars that predate human memory. He has stood guard over prophets and kings and prisoners of conscience. And tonight, his assignment is singular. He does not speak. He does not need to. His presence alone is a declaration of war against everything that has been feeding on your peace, your confidence, your will to keep going. For years, the darkness studied you like a textbook. It memorized your insecurities. It learned which memories make you spiral at 2 in the morning. It knows the exact tone of voice that triggers your shame. It catalogued every failure you buried, and it whispers them back to you in your own voice. So you think the accusations are coming from inside your own mind, but they are not yours. They were never yours. And tonight, the angel of battle is severing every cord that connected those lies to your identity. You will feel it in the coming days. Thoughts that used to paralyze you will suddenly lose their voltage. Memories that once sent you into a tailspin will surface, and for the first time, they will feel like history instead of prophecy. That is not therapy. That is angelic surgery performed in the operating room of the spirit. The second angel moves differently. If the first is fire, she is water. Where he cuts, she heals. Where he destroys barriers, she builds bridges. She carries no weapon. Instead, she holds a ring of ancient keys, each one forged from a different season of your obedience. That time you forgave someone who never apologized became a key. That season you tithed when you could barely pay rent became a key. That night you chose to pray instead of pour another drink became a key. You did not know it then. You thought those moments disappeared into nothing. But heaven was minting keys from your faithfulness. And now the angel of breakthrough is standing before doors in your life that have been rusted shut for years, sliding those keys into locks that no human hand could ever reach. Career doors, relationship doors, health doors, doors to rooms in your own heart that you boarded up after the trauma and swore you would never enter again. She is opening them gently, with the patience of a mother entering a child's room after a nightmare, not to force you through, but to show you that what waits on the other side is not more pain. It is the life you stopped believing was possible. And now the reframe. This is the part that will rewire everything you thought you understood about your own story. Every loss you suffered had a hidden function. Every closed door had a divine logic. Every season of loneliness was an incubation chamber. You thought you were falling behind when your friends got promotions and you got silence. You thought something was defective in you when relationships kept fracturing, no matter how much love you poured in. You thought God had forgotten your address when years of prayer seemed to bounce off the ceiling and return unopened. But none of that was abandonment. It was architecture. God was demolishing a building that was never up to code so he could lay a foundation capable of holding the weight of what he actually planned. The pain was not punishment. It was excavation. And everything that was removed, every false identity, every toxic attachment, every comfortable compromise that was slowly poisoning your calling, had to go before the real construction could begin. You were never breaking down, you were being broken open, and there is a universe of difference between the two. But understand this, before those angels were sent, before the orders were signed, something happened that you need to know about. The enemy filed a case against you in the courts of heaven. He does this. It is his oldest strategy. He stood before the throne and presented evidence. Every compromise you made, every time you chose comfort over conviction, every agreement you whispered in the dark when you were too exhausted to fight. I will never be enough. My best years are behind me. God has moved on to someone more qualified. Maybe I deserve what I am getting. Those were not just thoughts in the spirit realm. They function as signed contracts. Legal agreements that give darkness permission to operate in territories it has no right to occupy. The enemy held up those contracts and demanded jurisdiction over your future, but then something extraordinary happened. Before the accuser could finish his argument, the blood of Christ was presented as counter-evidence, and every contract was declared null and void. The gavel fell. The verdict was rendered. Not guilty, not condemned, not finished, still chosen, still called, still dangerous to the kingdom of hell. And those two angels were dispatched as enforcement of that verdict. They are not here to suggest that things might get better someday. They are here to execute a divine court order that guarantees it. This is the part of the message where I need your attention more than ever. Do not let your eyes glaze over. Do not let the familiarity of spiritual language make you treat this like background noise. What I am about to say next will either change the trajectory of your entire bloodline, or it will pass through you like water through a sieve. The choice is yours. There are patterns in your family that have repeated for generations. Addiction that wore different masks in different decades, but never left the bloodline. Poverty that persisted not because of laziness, but because of a spiritual ceiling no one could see. Marriages that collapsed at the same stage across multiple generations. Depression that ran through your family tree like an underground river, surfacing in different family members at different times, but always present, always pulling. You have felt it your entire life. That invisible weight. That sense that you were born into a war you did not start. That's strange, knowing that you were somehow different from everyone around you, not better, just different. Called to break something, destined to be the one who stops the cycle, even though no one asked you to, and no one will thank you for it. That is not your imagination, that is your assignment. You are the bloodline breaker, the pattern interrupter, the one heaven trusted to carry enough fire to burn through generational chains that have held your family captive for longer than anyone can remember. And that is exactly why the attacks have been so vicious. That is why the loneliness has been so acute. That is why you have been misunderstood by the very people you are trying to set free. The enemy does not invest heavy artillery in people who pose no threat. The intensity of your warfare is the most accurate measure of the magnitude of your calling. If you can feel the weight of what I am saying pressing against something deep inside your chest, like a key turning in a lock you forgot existed, then like this message right now, not to help a channel, not to perform agreement you do not feel, but because your spirit is recognizing truth it has been starving for. Every time you engage with a word that heaven is breathing through, you anchor it deeper into the soil of your destiny. When you like this message, you are not clicking a button, you are planting a flag, you are telling the unseen realm, I was here, I heard it, I received it, and I refuse to let it pass through me without leaving a mark. Now listen, the agreements must be broken out loud. Silence is the currency of the enemy. He thrives in the things you never say, the prayers you never pray, the confessions you never make, the lies you never confront. But when you open your mouth and speak truth into the atmosphere, something shifts in the heavenly courtroom. Evidence changes hands, authority transfers. Chains that held fast for decades suddenly shatter like glass because they were never designed to withstand the sound of a chosen one who finally knows who they are. The lie that told you it is too late, that you wasted your best years, that you missed the window and now you are just running out the clock, that lie is ancient. It has been recycled through every generation. It was whispered to Moses at 80 before he led a nation to freedom. It was whispered to Abraham at 99 before he held his promised son. It was whispered to you this morning when you woke up feeling like the world had already moved on without you. But it is a lie, and lies only survive in silence. The Word of God declares in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 25, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, not some of the years, not the years that were your fault, all of them, every wasted season, every stolen opportunity, every relationship that was devoured by forces you could not see. Heaven is not offering you a partial refund. It is offering full restoration with interest. And the angels standing beside you right now are holding the first installment. You are entering what the ancient texts call the season of reversal. What went down is coming up. What was taken is being returned. What was spoken against you is being overruled by a higher court. You will start seeing the evidence before the week is out. A conversation will shift in your favor without you engineering it. A door will crack open that you stopped knocking on years ago. A person who dismissed you will suddenly seek your counsel. An opportunity will arrive dressed in ordinary clothes, but carrying extraordinary weight. Do not dismiss these moments as coincidence. There are no coincidences in the life of the chosen. Every alignment is orchestrated. Every synchronicity is a signature. The same mouth that could barely whisper, "Help me," 6 months ago, is about to carry an authority that silences rooms. The same hands that trembled under the weight of anxiety are about to lay hold of assignments that will make your former life look like a rough draft of a masterpiece. You are not just being healed, you are being promoted. You are not just being saved, you are being commissioned. Heaven does not waste rescue on people. It does not intend to deploy. Every battle you survived was basic training. Every heartbreak was curriculum. Every betrayal was a final exam in discernment. And graduation is tonight. Share this message now. Not later, not when it is more convenient. Right now, because somewhere in your circle there is a person who was scheduled to break tonight. The enemy had a plan for them, and that plan was final. But your act of sharing becomes a divine interception. Your forward, your repost, your simple act of sending this to someone who needs it, that becomes the match that lights their darkest corridor. You are not sharing content, you are performing rescue. You are extending the same hand that heaven just extended to you. And in the economy of the Spirit, every rescue you participate in multiplies the authority you carry. The rescued become rescuers. That is not a slogan. That is a law of the kingdom. The crown is descending now, not a crown of gold that sits on your head for display, a crown of fire that settles into your spirit and rewires everything. You can feel it, that warmth spreading through your chest, that strange calm that should not make sense given everything you have been through, that sudden clarity that cuts through the fog like a blade through smoke. That is coronation. Heaven crowns not the perfect but the persistent, not the polished but the proven, not the ones who never fell but the ones who refused to stay down. That is heaven saying, "You made it through the fire, and you did not let go of my hand. I am proud of you, and now I am arming you for what comes next." The rescued become rescuers. The broken become builders. The ones who were swallowed by darkness and survived become the ones who carry light into rooms where everyone else is afraid to enter. That is your new assignment, not to be saved and sit still, but to be saved and sent. The version of you that will walk away from this message is not the version that sat down. Something ancient has been unlocked. Something dormant has been activated. Something the enemy spent years trying to smother has just caught fire again, and this time it will not go out. You are not the same. You cannot go back. The threshold has been crossed, and every principality assigned to your destruction just felt the ground shift beneath its feet. Comment below the words, "I rise and I carry fire." Say it as a declaration over your own life. Say it as prophecy over your children and your children's children. Say it as testimony to every dark thing that ever whispered you would not make it. When you type those words, you are not engaging with a video. You are entering evidence into the courts of heaven. You are signing a new contract, one that says, "I am no longer in agreement with defeat, with delay, with the lie that my story is over. I am chosen, I am armed, I am dangerous to every force that stands against the purposes of God, and I am just getting started." Subscribe to Oculus of the Wise, not as a follower, as a soldier returning to base, as a flame connecting to a fire. This space exists as an armory for the chosen, a war room for the awakened, a gathering point for those who have been fighting alone and did not know there were others carrying the same fire in the same darkness. When you subscribe, you are not joining a channel. You are reporting for duty. You are telling heaven, "I will not go dark again. I will stay connected to the frequency that keeps my spirit sharp and my sword drawn, because the battle is not over. It has simply shifted from survival to conquest, and you were built for both." The angels have completed their first assignment. The battle angel sheathes his sword, not in exhaustion but in satisfaction. The breach has been sealed. The perimeter has been secured. The things that had access to your mind and your peace and your sleep no longer hold valid passes. They have been revoked by royal decree. He does not leave. Angels never retire from an assignment. He simply steps back into the unseen, watchful, ready. His blade still warm from the work he just completed over your life. The angel of breakthrough steps back and smiles, not because the work is done, but because you are finally standing in the doorway she unlocked. The light pouring through it is blinding and warm, and it smells like everything you have ever hoped for. She places one final key in your hand. This one is different from the others. It does not open an external door. It opens you, the last locked room inside your own heart. The room where you stored your real dreams before the world taught you they were impractical. The room where your original fire still burns low and blue, waiting for oxygen. She opens it, and the warmth hits you like coming home after years in exile. The crown burns steady on your spirit. Now you are no longer who you were an hour ago. Something has been deposited and something has been removed, and the exchange is permanent. You will notice it tomorrow morning when you wake up, and the weight is different, lighter. Not because your circumstances changed overnight, but because you changed. And when the carrier changes, the weight recalibrates. What crushed you yesterday will feel manageable tomorrow. What terrified you last week will seem small by Friday. That is not positive thinking, that is positional authority. You have been repositioned in the spirit, and everything in your life must now adjust to your new altitude. This message has reached its appointed destination inside your spirit, but its work will continue long after the screen goes dark. Heaven always plants seeds that outlast the moment of planting. What was spoken over you tonight will keep producing fruit for years. Keep producing conviction when compromise comes knocking. Keep producing courage when fear resurfaces with a new disguise. Keep producing peace when chaos tries to reclaim the territory it lost tonight. You are a carrier now, not just a receiver. The fire inside you is contagious. The peace you earn through warfare will heal people who sit next to you on the train without a single word being exchanged. Your presence has been upgraded, your frequency has been recalibrated, and heaven is watching with the pride of a father who just saw his child stand up for the first time. Leave a comment below. Tell heaven and tell the darkness what shifted inside you tonight. Write it raw, write it real. Your testimony typed in faith carries the same authority as a prayer spoken in a cathedral. It may become the exact sentence that someone scrolling at midnight with a loaded question in their heart needs to read before they make the worst decision of their life. Your words might save someone you will never meet. That is the ripple. That is the reach. That is the unstoppable, irreversible, generational impact of one chosen soul who finally stopped running and said yes. The story does not end here, it multiplies through you because of you. In directions you cannot predict, and to depths you cannot measure. The angels are still near, the crown still burns, and the one who chose you before the foundations of the earth is still speaking, still fighting, still absolutely unwilling to let you go. You are his, and nothing in heaven or on earth or under the earth will ever change that. Walk forward. The road ahead is already lit.